Hey everyone, so this video is going to be my official review and talk about video about the remake of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If you've been watching my videos, I'm sure you know that I'm a fan and I am part of a shadow cast in San Diego. Crazy Imaginations, if you live in San Diego, come to our show. But yeah, I just felt like I needed to make a video talking about the remake because obviously I've been so vocal about my love for the original movie. I mean, I have a whole tutorial series, so if you want to learn how to look like every character minus the 3 I haven't done yet, I'll put a link below to the playlist. So obviously I felt like I had to make a video about this remake because we all know I love Rocky Horror. So I'm going to preface this video by saying that nothing is going to beat the original movie. It's a cult classic. It's been around forever. I mean, you really can't just make it as good as the first one, but you could try. And I think they tried very hard, and I appreciate that. To start off my main points of this whole video, Laverne Cox did a great job. She is beautiful. Her accent was the only weird part about her role. I think everything she did was great, and I also love that they changed the pronouns when Dr. Scott is like, you're gonna kill him, to kill her. I like that. I think that's the only thing they actually even changed about the script, except there's one thing that really bugged me. So when Eddie dies, he usually gets shoved into the meat locker and axe murdered. But they pushed him out of a balcony kind of situation, and then Frank usually says the lines oh, it was a mercy killing to Rocky. But in the remake, lines to Columbia, which makes no sense because Frank is not I don't know, doesn't love Columbia back at all, so it wouldn't make sense for Frank to console Columbia, but I mean, that was one small issue in all of the script changings. Obviously, the #1 queen of this whole fucking movie, or king, I mean, is fucking Ryan McCartan as fucking Brad. Slay my life. Yeah. Ryan McCartan and Victoria Justice were the #1 parts of this movie, which is kind of weird because in the original, Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick, they're meant to be boring, but now they're the best part of the movie. I don't know. That's probably an issue, but I didn't mind because they did a great job, and they were the saving grace of a lot of things, like Columbia. Let's talk about that. Columbia was awful. I'm sorry. I really tried to like her, but I mean, the lollipop thing, and then okay, time warp, she just stuck her tongue out literally 5 times. Why? Put your tongue in your mouth. What is this? Are we throwing back to Miley Cyrus? Come on, chill. And then, oh, while we're on the topic of time warp, okay, so the time warp in the original movie is an addition to make the movie longer. We know this. So it's not part of the original. I am not a fan of the time warp ever. I don't know. I just feel it's such an awkward oh, let's stand up and dance in the movie. It's just every night we do the time warp and I'm just I hate this fucking stupid shit. But everyone loves it, and that is the #1 thing when people bring up the Rocky Horror Picture Show, they're oh, the time warp. So I understand why it's so iconic, but I feel they let it down. So the song sounds more like the play version, the original musical, which is fine. Totally fine. But it starts it's astounding. Time is fleeting. That's not exciting to me, and that's supposed to be an exciting point in the movie, so starting off at that, it's astounding, is important, I think. I don't know. Ortega did the producing. I'm not sure, but I know he probably did the choreography because he did High School Musical. If you know who Kenny Ortega is, you remember the fucking dance along High School Musical when Kenny Ortega was together, together. I remember that. So I felt Time Warp was High School Musical in a way. I don't know. The choreography was so out there. Like the circle they did where they like all like were spread out and they contracted and like got close. That was super cool, but like why? Like you know, there's so fucking much going on. Also so many Transylvanians, like take out like 5 of those and like make it cooler. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy the time warp. I never do, so you know. But the most boring parts of the original movie, I feel like, are like the bedroom scene, like when Frank is like, oh, I wouldn't have, I never, you know, those parts. I feel like those are super fucking boring. And dinner scene, we don't even do dinner scene, we sang happy birthday over it. Like that's how boring the dinner scene is. But I feel like those are the best parts of the remake. Like they made the boring shit fun and they made the fun shit boring. It was just like, what the fuck happened? I don't know, I feel like that's the premise of this whole thing. Like, Brad and Janet are supposed to be boring and suck, but they were the best part of the movie. And then, like, the time warp is supposed to be the most exciting part. And now I just felt like it was like, what the fuck is this? And then the fucking bedroom scene is just, and dinner scene are just always boring, but they were, like, actually really good, so I wasn't mad. I really liked Frank in the bedroom scenes. I don't know, I just thought it was so good. And Victoria Justice was just, like, I don't know, I really liked the character arc. So like in the original, Janet like starts out as like, oh, prim and proper, oh, pinkies up, suck a dick. But then like throughout the movie she like kind of like finds herself a little bit, but it's just kind of like a little bit of like confidence. So she's got a little swing in her step. But I feel like Victoria Justice was just like, I am fully like a confident, sexy woman by the end of the movie. And I liked that because that's really what happens. So, floor show. So, if you know me, floor show is my favorite fucking part of the entire movie. Every time it gets to floor show, I'm like, fuck me up, play my song. And I know all the fucking choreo of every character. It's a fucking mess, don't get me started. I love floor show with a fucking like burning fiery passion inside of me. And I liked the gold floor show. I mean, can we tell I did Brad's makeup from floor show? I only had a couple problems with floor show. And it was Columbia, number one. Nothing she did was good to me except for the line in the dinner scene where they're like, oh, we're having Meatloaf again, because it's funny because Meatloaf is the original actor of Eddie. So that was good. Good job, Annalie Ashford, for that. But she didn't write that, so I'm sure someone else put that in there. So, like, good job saying it. I don't know. I'm just so, about Columbia. So Brad, the floor show. Slay my fucking life. Ryan McCartan can literally like fucking wreck me, like so good. And then fucking Laverne Cox and that rose gold like swimsuit dress looking in the robe. Could someone make me that? If anyone out there is watching this and you know how to sew and you can find that fabric, please hit me up. Make me that outfit. I will fucking wear it to death. Obscure like Rocky costumes that I really fucking want that I don't know how to get unless someone would make it specifically for my body would be that robe and swimsuit from the remake. And okay, this is unpopular opinion, but Shock Treatment, which is the sequel to Rocky Horror, if you haven't seen it, it's literally on YouTube. Go watch it. It's so bad. But there's a scene where Janet sings to Brad and she's wearing like this big black hat and this black like sequin dress that like goes like this and has one arm and it like does that on the bottom. Oh my god, I want it so bad. I wanted it made for me for Halloween this year, but we're cutting it close, so I don't know, I feel like it was good. Like, it's not bad. I watched it twice already. I like it. I mean, it's never going to be as good as the original, it's duh, but there's good parts and there's bad parts. And speaking of good and bad, Magenta by Christina Milian. It was boring, but I like some things they did with Magenta. I really liked the fact that she had magenta hair, which makes sense for Magenta to have magenta hair. Like, no shit. But, you know, this is the first time it's been done, so I'm happy about it, finally. Woo! But, yeah, that was, like, the best part about her. I thought her energy was, like, really high in Time Warp, which was, like, fine. But the rest of the movie, she was just kind of there. I don't really remember a lot of what she did, which is not good, because Magenta is, like, one of the main characters. So, yeah. And then Reeve Carney as Riff Raff fucking slayed. He did so good. He was really into character, you could tell. He really cared about the role, which I really liked. I feel like everyone who did the role really cared about it. No matter how their performance was, I feel like they actually cared and wanted to do this for us fans and people who shadow cast and people who care about this movie so goddamn much, like me. I'm a trash can. But yeah, I mean, overall I liked it, and I've watched it twice. I'm gonna watch it a third time, and I feel like you should watch it. But before you watch it, watch the original, because you can't really appreciate what it's doing or some of the jokes, like the meatloaf joke. Yeah, but that kind of concludes what I have to say. I mean, some of it was great, some of it was not so great, but overall I'm happy that they did a remake, and there's nothing better. But because they made a remake, it's always going to bring more people to our shows, it's going to bring more people to any cast. So if you have never seen the movie and you just saw the remake and you just found this video, go watch the original. Go to a midnight screening, or I don't even care if it's not at midnight. Just find a shadow cast, and if they're not doing it at midnight, they're weird. But go to a show. I mean, you'll appreciate everything 20 times more. I do. I mean, being a part of it makes you appreciate it even 1,000 times more, and you know, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of fun. Give back to that community, and I feel like this movie totally gave back to our community of little weirdos, so I appreciate it, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that there's going to be more people that are not cultured on what's going on, and they're going to come to the show and they've only seen the remake, and they're going to be like, whoa, what the heck, this is a whole different world and I want to be a part of it. And it's just, it's really cool. It's a new generation of people. It's going to be teenagers, it's going to be like people like my younger sister. It's just going to be fucking cool, okay? So yeah, that's my official review. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want more like movie reviews and shit, let me know down below. I mean, I can do whatever you want. I want to see a tutorial on this look. It's inspired by Brad from Floor Show. I can do that. I'm still planning on doing Brad and Dr. Scott and the Criminologist tutorials. I'm sorry I didn't get them up before Halloween. I've just been fucking busy. The tutorial to be this, like, I'm cool with that. Like, I can do it. This is fucking easy. I think I've covered all bases. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me, because I'm just so cute and cute. Yeah. I'll see you next time. Eat a dick.